Well, this ought to be interesting. Welcome to Toronto Pearson. Howdy, everybody. It's the Mad Dog. I think it's a MD82 is what the Rotate Sim MD80, the Rotate Sim Mad Dog is. But we're going to do a little test flight to see if the portage over to 11.5 has been successful. We're going to be flying from Toronto down to Boston, about an hour and 30 minutes. Let's get started. All right. I cannot wait. Cannot wait. This is a very, very fun aircraft. Really super challenging to fly and should be, like I say, a good lot of fun. I am pretty sloppy and I'm pretty new to this plane, especially on the departure. It's quite a quite a procedure. But I'll do the best I can. We're going to have some fun regardless, and with any luck, the biggest thing is we'll be able to fly from point A to point B. Last time we tried this on Tuesday in the FlyJ Sim 727, we were not successful. It crashed on us, crashed to desktop, just as we were heading on the arrival into Boston, actually. So a little bit of maybe redemption here, potentially. We will see. Okay, what do we have? We need block fuel today. 9056. And our total payload, we're just going to call it like something round number 15,000. That gives us good passengers, a little bit of cargo here and there, and that should be just fine. If you're here expecting to see Sim Caesar-like performance, sorry, this is not going to be that. All right, we would like to get the fuel started. Yeah, it's going to take a little while, about 8 minutes. So we'll get that going. And in the meantime, let's get the battery on and kind of down over here. Position light will come on. We will not be using the GPU today. We will go ahead and just do a battery start, actually an APU start. So we'll put the start pump on for that, and we will come on up here and start the APU. There, it's starting to spin up. Pretty quiet initially, but the sounds will start to come in here, and what awesome sounds they are. I apologize for the late change of flight route, but I really wanted to have an opportunity to work some ATC into this flight as well. So that's why we decided Boston came online, and of course Toronto Pearson was online. Hopefully they will still be. Yep, they're still. The approach is online. The center's not yet, but a lot of times they'll come online here as the afternoon progresses. Early evening up there. Okay, APU started. The bus is on. Yeah, we're making good power here. And interior lights, we can go ahead and get those turned up a little bit. This is a dark cockpit, and so even in the middle of the day I find myself turning on lights and trying to just get things as bright as possible. We may turn some of this down a little later on, but for now I think we'll leave it all turned up. That might be as bright as it gets. Yep. Oh boy. Get too close and it doesn't like you. Yeah, I think that's already turned up. Okay. Lights are set. We're going to turn boost pump on. We're going to get, let's make sure the gens are on. They are on. Let's get the air started, or ready to start, I guess. Passenger signs are going to come on at this point in time. Arm the emergency lights. Get all of our ice protection ready to go. We will put the windshield anti-fog and anti-ice on, and we shouldn't need any other anti-icing at this point in time. Let me show you the route here real fast. We can double check together. Icing, turbulence, weather. Yeah, as usual, this time of year, there's stuff brewing here and there. This is a pretty big storm right here, but it's a little south of us. This guy might end up getting in our way, but we will be up at cruise here, so hopefully we'll be right over the top of it. So departure, a little something going on right here by Toronto, but nothing out Boston way just yet. So I think we'll be in pretty good shape. No anti-icing needed as of yet. Let's get the IRS's aligning, and let's go down to this business down here. Turn all these lights on. Whoops, that's the wrong thing to do. Darn it. There we go. There we go. And there we go. Let's see. Position initialization. We need to be starting out at Toronto Pearson. Charlie Yankee Yankee Zulu. And we will take one of those GPS points. Okay, we will let that. Takes about 5 minutes for the IRS to align. We'll come back to that and enter the rest of our route here in just a little bit. Back to the overheads here. And let's see, yaw damper can come on. Where are you, yaw damper? Up here. On. Logo light we can turn on. Why not? Radio fan. Be ready to go. Pressurization. Let's see. Our landing altitude is going to be basically nil. It's like 50 feet or something like that. So I'll just kind of put it right down there. And our landing right now, let's see, what is it? Oh, happy to report that Active Sky is now operational as well. So that'll be nice to have along for the ride. Nothing major that I had to do, just a little reinstall so that I could point it in the right direction. What caused the crash to desktop? Don Shap is asking. I traced it back to the good old CSL issues. That's all I could find. 2980. That's all I could find in the log file. Was there were some warnings about some CSL textures and files that they were trying to load. There was nothing specific that mentioned that it, what crashed it exactly, but that was kind of it. I went in afterwards. There was an update for Xpilot that I had not installed before I flew that flight, and I did go ahead and install that, but I haven't jumped back in the 727 to try it yet. I also looked to see if there is some weird thing with the digital VSI and also some weird thing with the TCAS, and I did not try those. It looked like everything was set like it should be there, so I'm chalking it up, I think, to a little Xpilot glitch. I'm sure there might be something with Vulcan also, um, but it's the first plane that has had that happen out of about 6 or 7. So I guess that's to be expected, and um, so we'll have to hop back in there and make it try another flight here pretty soon. I forgot also I need to turn the air conditioners on here to auto air supply. So that's kind of what I found, Don. It was frustrating. It was a really nice flight. I was really enjoying that. Things were going pretty well, and that's a frustrating way for it to end. All right, flight directors on. This is the part where I really kind of am learning. EPR limit, I will click that. I'm going to set my speed. It recommends setting it straight away to 250. Even though you climb out at V2 plus 10. But this apparently helps the autopilot sort of achieve its proper angle of attack on the climb out, as I understand correctly. Okay, heading. I need to look really quickly here, guys. I apologize. We will be on the Kepta 2. Let's just take a look at the Kepta 2 before we contact. I'm assuming we'll be on the Kepta 2. I guess I shouldn't say that. We don't know for sure. We have not got clearance. But Kepta 2. So what's our weather doing down Toronto way? What should we expect? Oh, I do have delivery now coming online, so that's good. And an ATIS. All right, well, I'm firing up Active Sky, but I also have an ATIS, and let's just compare the two and see how close we are. Charlie 33 with information Oscar, and what I'm seeing here is winds 300 at 8. Yeah, so that's pretty close to what Active Sky is saying. It's variable, 240 to 320 actually. Visibility 7,500 scattered, 26,000 broken. Yep, that's basically what it is. Altimeter of 2973, and we can expect departure runway 23 or 24 right. Oh, you were flying the same one, Don? It's a fun flight. I mean, it really is. I love coming into Boston, especially kind of at that evening sort of sunset time. Okay, I do not have, by the way, I do not have this set up yet with 11.5, so you'll have to, I'm just trying to find where the heck I'm at. Parking gates. Okay, so I'm here at the Charlie terminal. Oh boy, but I'm way too tight here. 24 right is over here. Jeez Louise. How? You guys are killing me. Killing me, Canada. Alright, that's not getting me anywhere. I'm going to pull up. I bet I don't even have it. Do I have Sky Vector? Crud, I don't. Okay, I have to stick with I have to stick with Navigraph charts and make it work. If I was a taxi diagram, where would I be here? Airport briefing, no. Briefing continued. I don't think these have what I need. Nope. Parking gates we saw. Taxi line limit parking areas. That's infield parking areas. Low vis taxi chart. There we go. Okay, so I'm here at Terminal 3. And what would I be given? Well, I'm right in the middle actually. So potentially 2-3, potentially 2-4 right. I guess I'm just going to have to wait and see what they give us. I don't think I'm going to be, yep, can't connect. I still don't quite have that configured just right. I need to troubleshoot that a little bit more. So I guess we'll just, like I say, we'll just sort of wait and see. Let's probably need to make contact with our guy and get, yeah, I guess I could set the heading. If I know I'm departing to the southwest, I could set that heading bug KEPTA to, all right, let's pull that back up here. Departure KEPTA to, where are you KEPTA to? Right there. All right, so 237 is the heading. It looks like we fly, and then we will get radar vectors to Savur, and then around here to Reicham. My Logitech thrust axis, oh yeah. So you got to crank it all the way up. Yep, I hear you. Well, if you want to jump in, like I say, Boston is the destination. Here's the route if you missed it, and you're welcome to hop along and fly along with me. Let's be lots of fun to have somebody else rolling. I'm interested to see who tunes in today because I kind of have. I'm a little earlier than normal. Climb heading 237 to 1000, and then left-hand turn to 235 or as assigned. Expect radar vectors. Okay, so that sounds good. 237 to 1000 feet. Whoop, beep, 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 beep. 237. And what's the altitude restriction here? Anything? 5,000. All right. Arm that. And okay. So far, so good. We need to set our frequency. Let's go to delivery on 2130 and let's see what they think of our choice of routes here. Get ready to take a few notes. And Pearson delivery, good evening. Delta 816 with information Oscar requesting IFR clearance to Boston.
Delta 816 to Honor clearance, good evening yourself. You're cleared to Boston Airport via the KEPTA 2 departure, Bimpa transition, flight plan route, depart runway 24 right, squawk 6373.
All right, cleared to Boston, KEPTA 2 departure. Fly the transition flight plan route. We expect 24 right and squawk 6373, Delta 816.
Would you confirm it's going to be the KEPTA 2 departure and Bimpa transition?
Bimpa transition. Thank you for 816.
Delta 816, Roger. Your readback is correct. Purchase at your own discretion. Unfortunately, there's no further ATC available, so you can now monitor Unicom 122.8. Have a good flight.
Okay, appreciate the clearance, and we'll see you soon, Delta 816. Ah, darn it. Usually when delivery comes on, you can expect bigger things, but not in this case. But at least we got a clearance and a squawk code. We'll go to standby there. We're going to fly the BEMPA transition. So that is what we were thinking. And 2280, we're back over to Unicom, essentially. Okay, so now, what do we need to do? I think what we need to do now is we need to switch this over to nav. And let's enter our route. So we are Toronto Pearson to Boston. Okay, well, sometimes I tell you the wrong way, or I show you the wrong way to do it, Don. But yeah, absolutely. I like to fly Canada because they're similar to the United States, a little bit different, but not dramatically different. I also like to fly kind of in between London, Germany, and France because again they're fairly similar. And so if you know talking if you're looking for just transitions, I think those are the countries that kind of are the most like what you see in the United States. I flew a route down to South America the other day, and it was there were quite a few differences, and the controller was excellent, but he had a very thick accent, and so I could understand if you aren't native to the language, that's an issue. That's a big deal. So I think it's pretty cool, you guys that have the ability to fly in VATSIM in a second language. That's amazing, man. My hat's off to you, sir. I would not be able to do that. So departure Kepta 2. Bumpa transition. That looks good. 2-4 right is what he said. We're going to have to just take ourselves over there. That looks good. We will set the arrival into Boston. This could be a little bit of a guessing game. We're coming in on the J Fund 2. This transition for us is Ponct. And I know I looked at the weather in Boston, but I can't for the life of me remember what it was. Oh, now I can't. What's going on? Here we go. I looked at the altimeter. I forgot to look at the winds. So the winds are, let's see, 190 at 13. So we probably will be expecting, if the winds are from the south, we're probably going to be expecting runway 22, like a 22 left, I would guess. That would be my guess. That'll be a good place to start, I guess, here. 22 left. And can we do, let's see, what do we have here? I want the ILS 22 left, right there. ILS 22 left, and is the Noli, I believe that sounds right. We will just double check. Noli, yep, Noli transition. All right, so the bulk of our route is actually done now. Let's take a look at the legs page, and let's see how we, I have problems, A2. So Bumpa, all right, I gotta get this. So Bumpa, then we need to put Avon, Aevon. That goes in there. And the ATIS did, but it gave me two choices, runway 23 and runway 24 right, Don, and I'm actually in a terminal that's right smack in between the two, so I wasn't sure which one they were going to give me. So that was kind of nice that they were able to tell me which one to expect. Hank, NKK. And then I don't know if I'm going to be able to put this in there, guys. I've never tried to put an airway. Q 935. Can I put that directly into the standard? Nope, darn it. Okay. So that's not going to happen. We're going to have to just, we might miss a few waypoints along the way, but I think generally it'll be, for the most part, as close as we can be. Let's see. Pakiki. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to Prop Culture. Glad to have you on board. Normally, I say normally, this is a GA kind of propeller driven stream, but today we're doing a test flight, and as Don can attest, I'm a sucker. It's like my little guilty pleasure, but I love vintage airliners, and so of course the MD-80, it's just a classic. And so every now and again I got to get in one of these bigger birds and have some fun. Really, I end up just looking foolish, but we have some fun. All right, vectors. Well, can we clear that up? No, I can't. All right, so okay, I'm gonna have to vector myself here, and I think we can. I think we can do that just fine. I say that. Thank you. I will need it. I'm a little bit. This plane is some kind of a rodeo getting it off the ground. There's a lot to it here. Um, okay, let's get some speed bugs put in here. Actually, I'm just going to do that right here, aren't I? So there's my route. My route's essentially good to go. We have zero fuel weight. Puts the fuel in. I'm going to put 2 tons of reserves. I'm just going to do 44 because that's what I always do. Cruise altitude's 330. Looking at SimBrief, I am noticing a top of climb temperature of what? What am I seeing here? Top of climb. Looks like, sorry, the winds are 263 at 72. Whoops. 263 at 72. And the temperature is a minus 44. So that will give us all the information we need right there. Takeoff data. Outside air temperature right now, according to the ATIS, is what is it? Temperature 29er. Boy, nice warm day here in Toronto. Holy cow. Very warm day. And let's get some V speeds. My takeoff weight's going to be 62,264. So according to my charts here, I'm going to have a V1 of about 139. V2, I'm sorry, a V rotate of 141. And a V2 of 147. Awesome. Okay, back to the legs page. Let's do a quick check of our route. And let's see. Go to plan mode. Let's just see what it's looking like. It's going to shoot me out on a vector to start out with, so don't panic. But there we're going to come around to saver eventually. So vector to saver, and then to seek it, and then to Rickham, and then to Kepta, and then there's Bumpa. That's the transition we're looking for. Avon, Hank, Ponct, starter descent. We're coming in on the J-Fun 2. Yep, we'll be vectored up north. Come back in on Noli. That looks like it's the way we need to have it. Okay. And I like to have this guy on map. map mode I think works really good for me. That shows me the magenta line right down here on this little screen, so I like that. Do I have speed cards? Yes, I do, Don. They come with. I don't have them pulled up right now, but it comes with the documentation for the plane. There's a ton of reference data, and yeah, that's so. What I have kind of on my checklist is like a little condensed version of that that just gives me ref speeds. Altimeter setting 29 or 7.3. Let's get that set. Okay, then we have to go put the thrust rating to takeoff. Where is that? It's over here. Thrust rating to takeoff. This is the part of the plane that I think is really, really interesting. The stuff they have built in to help you with takeoff. Turn the hydraulics on. Let's reset the zero fuel, and we're ready to start to get the passengers on board. So let's open up the doors here, and let's open up the cargo doors. Let's see how long this is going to take. Ooh, 23 minutes for cargo. We may have to expedite that because we're not going to be on the ground that long. So we don't. If I had the SAM taxiways figured out, I wouldn't have to do this. But I kind of like the old air stairs. Doesn't that? That kind of has like a little bit of a vintage feel to it, right? How cool would it be to climb in the back? I'm just thinking, wow, that would be awesome. That would be totally awesome. Okay, get back, get focused. Mm, so the route is in. We're in nav mode. Gosh, we might need to expedite that. And Vault 101 man, clicking that follow button. Thank you so much. Welcome to Prop Culture. Great to have you along. And here we are, a GA guy trying to fly the Maddog. What could go wrong? Glad to have you. Glad to have you. All right, I'm going to do this because we're close to engine start. So we're going to expedite both of these. And now it's time to set our trim. So I need to come here, get the center of gravity, a little bit more information from this guy here. Takeoff data. Okay, center of gravity is 11. We are going to do a flaps 15 departure. Center of gravity is 11. We're going to move this to flaps 15. So that gives us a long trim of a little over 7. This is kind of a weird, if you've never done this is kind of weird. Kind of cool, but kind of weird. So it might be hard to see, but there's a little trim tab right there. We need to move it down, down, down. Oh man, not up, but down. I must be in a spot where let's try this. There we go. We need to move it down so that it matches up with the green long trim tab there. And you have to get it right on the dot or it gives you a warning on takeoff. Expect to hear the warning on takeoff because no matter how hard I try, I never seem to quite get it right on the money. I don't know if you can see the little tab coming down right there. And we're going to get it down just a little bit further. Gosh, that's pretty close, right? Maybe needs to come down a little tiny bit more. Yeah, so they have to be lined up, or like I say, you get an error, a caution, master caution. Probably telling me that right now, master caution. Yeah, we'll see. I guess I don't. I think it's pretty close. We're gonna roll with it. So I love the old school kind of call outs and stuff like that. Love that. Love those sounds, man. What else here? Flaps are set. Transponder we can set. That's set to standby. And I need to open up these pneumatic if I can get to them. Might be easier to get to them from this side. I got to open these up. Nope, it's not. Darn it. It did. I'll flip them up. Get the airflow going here, guys. Boy, we're right there. Let's close the doors. Retract the stairs. Wasn't fast enough. And we need to push back and get this plane going. So we're going to push back, and I believe we need to be facing right, nose right. I might have to cheat just a little bit, yeah, because we're going to go down that way. So let's push back. Let's see if we can get. Let's push back to the left and see if we can get pointed in the right direction here. Push back left.
Sending push cart now.
What else? What else do I have to do here? I'm going to be in motion, so I might as well. Let's get the anti-collision lights on. I think I actually have. Do I have a? I have a view. There we go. I do have a view for that. I'm all over the place with my camera views here, guys. I tell you what, it's you just have to be on your toes with this. Guys like Sim Caesar, they make it look really, really easy, and it is not. While the pushback truck is coming, I'm going to turn the rest of the pumps on, fuel pumps, and we'll do ignition system B today. There's our pushback guy.
Here we go.
Looks like we're the only one here. Default Toronto Pearson. I apologize in advance for that, but it is what it is. Oops, I just got disconnected from XPilot. That's an inauspicious start here, guys. Okay. So it looks like I'll be taking Bravo all the way down to Charlie, hanging a left on Charlie.
Catch you next time.
See you later, robot pushback dude. And then Charlie, nope, I take that back. I'm going to be Alpha. Nope, it is. It's Bravo to Charlie to Delta 5 and then Delta. All right, I've got a general idea of where we're heading. It's time for engine starts. We need to Turn the AC off just for a second. Sorry, guys. And we're going to go starter valve right side first. Watch this thing spool up. We need 21% right here on the N2. And I keep getting kicked off of Xpilot. Okay, there's fuel. This could be a really interesting trip if we keep getting booted off of Xpilot. All right, that's a good sound. That means everything is powering up and the engines are stable. Very good. Let's turn number one. Same deal. 21%. Part of the test of this too, I mean, flying the plane from point A to point B obviously is one thing, but part of what I'm wanting to know is how well it works with Xpilot, because that's what caused our problems with the 727. Yep, I've got the seatbelt and no smoking signs on already. Pakiki, it might be a little early, but I just tossed them on already. Definitely not an MD-80 pilot, so if you have experience with this awesome plane and want to make any corrections to my checklist, feel free. 100% encouraged. All right, everything is nice and stable. That is good, so we can turn the air conditioning supply back on. And let's put the ignition system off first. Starters off. Close the guards if I can grab them. There we go. And let's get the air going again for everybody. Now I can turn the APU off. APU air can come off, and the start pump can come off. Galley power. Let's turn the galley power on. We need to get coffee going here. Probably could have turned the galley power on a while ago. All right, what's our warning saying here? Parking brake, yaw damper still off. Yaw damper's off. I thought I turned the yaw damper on a while ago. Maybe not. It was over here. I need to have my yaw damper on. Oh gosh, I turned it to override, not on. Okay. Anti-skid is armed. All that stuff looks good. No warnings from my IRS. I think we're in good shape. What's the last thing? Parking brake set. Flight recorder off. Yeah, the flight recorder is not modeled in this plane, so I'm not sure exactly what I'm supposed to do. Whoops. Sorry. I had my I had my throttle turned up just a tiny bit. I didn't realize. So the lady didn't like that. I do need to set flaps. We're going to go flaps 15. That's 3 notches. We're going to put the auto brake to take off. That's over here on the first officer's side, right there. And we are going to arm the spoilers. That's right here. definitely a two-man job for this guy. And now we can turn on the nose lights to dim. We can turn our radar on. I think we'll turn it to, initially, let's turn it to TCAS. We'll do weather and TCAS. Very good. And we'll do a range of about, let's do 20 miles. Boy, we're ready. We are ready to go. Let's make our call and let's see how we're doing. Pearson traffic, Delta 816, Terminal 3. We're going to be taxiing runway 24 via Bravo, Pearson. And we're going to hope that Bravo is right over here, which there's Alpha, so we have to go out just a little bit further and try to catch. It looks like right there I could go. Okay, brake is off. And a little bit of power here to get this boy rolling. Maybe, possibly, potentially. Brake still on. Oh, there we go. Usually when I tap my pedals, oh my goodness, I have a problem here. I have a problem. I have no brakes and no steering, which means I have no hydraulics. Uh-oh, that's not a good thing. That's a bad thing to have here. Okay, all this is turned on. Okay. Yep. Ooh, boy, do I have any controls at all? I have rudder control or aileron and yeah, but I don't have. I wonder why I don't have my flight rudder or my rudder pedals aren't working. So either I've got a little bit of a glitch here, or I have a master caution. I'm wondering if that's meaning I don't have hydraulic pressure. Okay, let's just troubleshoot here for a second. Um, that will be an issue. I will not be going anywhere without my rudder pedals. I might have to actually break out the manual here, guys, and troubleshoot. So this is all on. I could do an override, I guess. Auxiliary override. Put that to low. Hydraulic pumps to low. Off. On. I'm trying to remember where the hydraulic, where the indicator is that shows me where my hydraulic pressure is. I cannot remember for the life of me. Um, all right, hold that thought. That's part of these troubleshooting missions, guys. Is we will have to do a little bit of above the flaps indicator. Ah, thank you so much, Don. And that's over here, right? Flaps, right here. I do have hydraulic pressure. Well, yeah, I have hydraulic pressure because I was able to set my flaps. Uh-oh, so that's meaning that I have potentially an issue with my rudder pedals. All right, hold that thought for just 1 second here. Let's just see if it came unplugged, maybe. Ah, that might have been it. I think my USB just unplugged on me. And right on cue, I disconnected from VPilot. Hey, Northwest Orient, you came just in time to watch me troubleshoot a rudder issue. Now, ah, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. All right, very good, very good. That's more like it. Yeah, Northwest. It's not the DC3, but it's it's close. Oh no, sink rate coming in with the raid. How are you guys doing? Artie, 21. Well, sink rate. Here we go. It's the GA guy trying to fly the Maddog, and I've already run into problems, but USB related problems, not MD80 related. Oh man, there's a big boy spawning in next to us. Holy cow! Where's that guy going? All right, thanks, Live Aviation Butter. Thank you so much for hitting the follow button. Welcome to Prop Culture. Yeah, what am I doing in an MD80 if my name is Melvin Leroy and I'm operating a GA related stream? Well, it's this is my guilty pleasure. Vintage Airlines. I was just about to talk to Northwest Orient about the DC3, and that's another classic vintage. I almost can't even count the DC3 as a vintage airline, but it is. But the Maddog is one of those planes that I have been working on and practicing. Although you will not be able to tell uh, based on how sloppily I fly this thing. But step one, taxi. Let's see how we do here. All right, we're clear that way. I think we're clear both ways here. I do like the plane. It's a very challenging plane to fly. There's no doubt about it. Um, it has a bunch of modern avionics and things like that. I say modern uh, compared to some of the other jets that I like to fly, which makes it on the one hand kind of cool, but on the other hand like a lot to handle. You know, a lot going on. So it should be entertaining, if nothing else. And I appreciate you guys stopping by, everybody that came over from Sync right there. We're going Bravo. We're going to hang a left on Charlie. We have limited ATC out of Toronto, but we do have Boston online. I was really wanting to test out the updated version of X-Pilot, and so far that's failed miserably. Oh yeah, the LES Saab. That is, you're right. That's a booger, man. You got to get the hydraulic pressure going, then you have to flip the lever and enter your 6-digit password. It is, you're right. That's a funky taxiing bird. That probably is the trickiest one. The Saab that Carenado makes doesn't quite have that same level of trickiness, but in a way though, Artie, it's kind of fun to figure out. It's kind of like when you're flying any of these older planes. Yeah, when you learn how to do it, when you learn how to work with it, it's kind of rewarding. All right, here is Charlie. Charlie will take us down most of the way to runway 24 right. We do have to do a little bit of a jog over on Delta 5. Yeah, so sync rate, what that's a great question. Do you have a preference? Oh, okay, you just answered my question. More visuals, the sounds. Yep. I think the leading edge sim Carenado is about one update away from being like right there at the top of the list of add-on aircraft, just because of the level of depth of simulations that it has right now, the functionality and the systems that it simulates, but it's a little bit clunky, and you can tell the coding is a little bit dated. And for me, it was a very stuttery type of deal. Oh, yeah. I told you to buy the LES. Hey, you're not going to regret it, Artie. I'm not saying that. Especially. All right, Live Aviation Butter, thank you so much for popping in. Look forward to connecting with you later on. Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays for me. Um, and yeah, appreciate you popping in. So, I, anyway, back to the LES conversation. If you can pick it up on sale, I still think it's a good plane to have. I really do, and I enjoy the heck out of flying it. Um, if I had to choose, I think the Carenado one is just a little more enjoyable to fly. But if I'm looking for that heavy, it is. It's a very good plane. If I'm looking for that like really like in depth, I want to dig into my checklists, and I want to make everything, make sure everything is working, all the bells and whistles. I hop in the LES Saab. So there's not a bad choice, Artie. I don't want it to sound like that because I do enjoy them very, very much. But I do think the LES, if they would just come out with an update, which as I understand, they're in the process of that, but they just don't quite have it yet, or they don't. I don't know. It's not a priority. I'm not positive, but um, anyway, it just hasn't happened yet. Let's see who else. Sync Rate's joining in. Oh, I thought you already were following me, man. Thanks for making it official. Welcome to Prop Culture, and this is me. I think I missed a turn or something. Nope. My taxiways are just not quite the same as what's on the chart. This is a default airport, so not all the taxiways match up exactly. If I see 24 right, I'll be happy, and I do see 24 right. I am a happy simmer. But appreciate you popping in, and thanks for the raid, man. That's awesome of you. Thanks. I always like making new friends and making new connections. All right, here we go. Before takeoff, I need to set the ignition systems. This needs to be set to both. The auto brakes are set to take off. I already have that. Spoilers armed. Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong. Landing light. Those can be turned on. Nose light can be turned up to bright. I can come over here and turn on my strobe. Okay, here's where it gets kind of fun. At Pearson traffic, Delta 816, we're going to be lining up runway 24 IFR departure to the southeast, Pearson. I don't know why I made that call because I disconnected from... Nope, I didn't. Never mind. I'm still live. Okay. X-Pilot's been a little wonky. All right, so yeah, you're exactly right, Sync Rate, and you're going to see a very sloppy departure here, but I'm going to do the best I can. I'm getting a little better. Now I'm going to jinx myself by saying that, but I'm getting a little bit better each time. So we're looking to pitch to climb V2 plus 10, so that's going to be right in that kind of that 160-ish range. Nope, I take that back. 175 range. And when we get to 1,000 feet, we want to change the thrust rating to climb. We're going to engage the VNAV. We're going to set the vertical speed to 2,000 feet per minute, and we're going to put the autopilot on. We're going to try to do that without crashing into something. That will be the challenge. Okay, I think I'm fairly well lined up. 1.4. Okay, we've got good engines. There we go, Toga. There's the airspeed. Love the sounds, the wind, the engines, awesome. 100 knots. V1 and rotates. Positive rate. Gear up. Here's where it gets kind of tough for me. Alright, there is 1,000 feet. This has got to go to climb. Oh goodness. Climb. VNAV engaged. Vertical speed 2,000 feet per minute. Okay, so far so good. I'm a little off course, but I can live with that. Flaps coming up. I'm going to engage the autopilot. And we're on nav mode here. Okay. 2,000 feet per minute. We're kind of through where we're supposed to speed up, so I'm going to bring this down now, level it out a little bit so that it speeds up to 250, and then the VNAV takes over. Actually, we're on heading mode right now, aren't we? Yes, we are. I'm going to vector myself, which is what we want. I believe I would be cleared at this point in time, by the way, to climb to my filed altitude. We're just going to pretend that ATC gave us that clearance. And 250, okay, so VNAV should be taken over at this point. Let's keep the turn coming around here to Savor, and then when we get on an intercept course, we'll hit nav. Hey, hey, look at that guy carving through the Canadian mist. Ah, the sound of those turbofans, man. That's so awesome. So awesome. Okay, let's keep the turn going just a little bit more, just so I make sure I intercept here. And oh, I did something wrong because my speed has gone too far. Darn it, what did I do wrong? Shoot, something I did wrong. Speed select. Am I on VNAV? I thought I was on VNAV. I need to be on VNAV. Maybe I didn't get it clicked. Yep, you're right, lady. Okay, let's bring that back. Oh gosh. Auto throttle. I didn't have the auto throttle on, guys. Shoot. That'll screw everything up. Let's engage the nav. Let's see if we can get on course here. And let's see if it'll slow us down. It should have us at 250 until we get over 10,000 feet. So we'll monitor kind of what's going on. Darn it, that was a dumb mistake. Everything else was looking halfway good, except we're not intercepting our routes. Oh, and I know why that is as well. I don't have this. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go direct Ricum. We'll skip a couple of steps here as well. Execute that. Let's go to nav mode. Follow the magenta. There we go. There our speed's catching up to where we should be. And then if everything works out right, this will hold 250 until we're above 10,000, and then this will go to whatever. This is set for 289. Am I direct? What am I? I got to be direct Ricum here, don't I? There we go. Am I going there? Ah, there we go. All right, so a little bit of a glitch there on the way out, but for me, that's not awful. Am I still on heading hold? I cannot activate VNav until I'm engaged, till I engage the nav mode. Oh, okay. That's what did I miss here, guys? Because on my checklist, I have it kind of the other way around. So I am on heading mode. You're right. So nav mode. There we go. Nav track, vertical speed mode. Speed set at 250. Yeah, good catch, by the way, sync rate. All right, well, like I said, Don and sync rate, no. This is this plane has some things, has some moving parts on the departure, but I think now we're doing okay. My biggest fear is not keeping my speed up and then installing out. Okay, so I should be able to now. You're saying engage VNav, and that should speed me up. I'm 289. Okay, good to know, Don. So I have something backwards in my checklist then, don't I? Okay, I'm through 10,000 feet. We'll look at the checklist as we go. Let's get the lights turned off, and let's get the auto brake off, and let's get the ignition systems off. Oh yeah, Artie, you know how it is, man. Sometimes you just need a challenge. See, and I have trouble with the Airbus because it's got so much that's automated that I almost get like find myself over controlling. I have an Aerosoft A320 that I really would like to spend some time in, but every time I sit down and I'm almost intimidated by the lack of buttons on the panel. Some really interesting engineering that went into that plane, no doubt about it. Okay, let's update the heading bug. And all right, so as I'm looking at my checklist, I hit thrust rating to climb. Would you? Okay, so Don, would you recommend and sync rate? Please speak up. I'm curious about your flow. So once you get to acceleration height, you pop the thrust rating into climb, and then what I had is then you set your vertical speed to 2,000 feet per minute, and I had that you engage VNav and then you engage autopilot, but that obviously is not the way to go. Um, what's your flow look like? I guess when you get to acceleration height. Right after you put it on, right after you put it on climb power. Putting some question marks in right there for me because I don't know that that worked like I thought it would. So you put the auto throttle on. Oh, and I did forget that. That was a mistake I made. The auto throttle needs to go on right away. Yep. So you use the IAS mode to climb out. Okay. I actually like that process because that really does take the guesswork out of it. You get it set. Do you climb out at V2 plus 10, or do you have a particular climb out speed that you like to use, sync rate? Okay. JPC coming in with the hosts. How are you doing, Mike? Good to see you. A lot more by feel. Well, I like that IAS um, idea. You know that um, that's definitely a nice, yeah. All right, JPC, I appreciate you coming in. We will hopefully be in Boston here in about an hour. So thanks for checking in, and I'll catch up with you probably tomorrow down in Maui. Looking forward to doing that flight with you. All right, let's go standard barrel, 992. All right, so if you got it to IAS mode, you have to engage the autopilot though for the IAS hold to work. Is that right, sync rate? Looks like Don's more of a like 1,500 feet to 3,000 thrust red acceleration ALT. Okay, NADP1. Boy, there's a lot of ways. There's a lot of ways to skin this cat, without a doubt. I don't think you can go to IAS if not in climb mode before. Yeah. So if you go to climb mode, yeah. So pop climb mode at 1,000. Then you get your speed where you want it. Then you hit the IAS Mach hold. Then I'm assuming you have to. Do you put the autopilot on before you hit the Mach hold, or do you put the autopilot on after that? Don clicks the thrust at 1,500. After 3,000, you use VNAV or IAS 250. Okay, so if you're going to do it, so Don's way is sort of the way that I was trying to do it, using VNAV, because you can see now with VNAV it's sort of adjusting my pitch rate, which is the same thing that IAS mode does. But VNAV has got us up there, yeah, to 200 and whatever the flight plan says, 289 knots. And so, yeah, we're doing that. Well, sync rate, I may attempt that after 10,000. Yep, 290 or to 310 on the VNAV. Yep, right. Yeah, you can so you can climb and pitch up to lose a little speed or vice versa. Yeah, yeah. Well, okay, guys. That gives me so one thing for sure that I need to do is I need I need to turn the autopilot on sooner than what I already had, and then I just have a decision to make around either using the vertical speed wheel to control my climb, or the IAS Mach button. Yeah. When is the June Bush League flight? You just missed it, my friend. It was last Monday. June 1st was the first Monday, if you can believe it, Artie. And it was a kick in the butt. Now, I personally did not fly it. I had a little bit of a conflict, but I tuned in and watched a bunch of guys having a ton of fun. If you go to downwindsim.com, you can get the scenery package. Our friend Wookie042 created, I think, something crazy like 23 airfields up in the San Juan Island areas, up in between Seattle and Vancouver in the Pacific Northwest of the United States. And so I would definitely recommend grabbing that. And he did something kind of interesting. He made a couple versions of the airfields. One of them he shared just the airport in anticipation of those people that make their own ortho scenery. But he also shared a version that just included all the two ortho tiles. So it's a pretty big download, but it just has like everything in one. Just boom, plug and play. So whatever your comfort level is, go check it out, Artie. Sorry we missed you. We will have something coming up in July. We're still looking a little bit at the dates in July because of the July 4th holiday. We're not sure if we're going to try to do it. I think the first Monday in July is either on the 4th or close to the 4th. And for those of you that aren't in the United States, that's a pretty big holiday here, so there might be a lot of people that are out doing stuff. I hope there's a lot of people out doing stuff with their families and friends, and so we may end up changing that date for the July one, but we'll let you know. Artie, if you're not already, connect with me on Discord, and that way, here guys, if you want to connect with me on Discord, you can. Sync Rate, thanks again, buddy. I appreciate it. Have yourself a good night. Um, we will see you soon. Enjoy the stuff you do. I lurk very often on your stream. Really enjoy what you do and the stuff that you teach me and what you're doing is it's it's very very nice. Much appreciated, buddy. We'll see you later. All right, upward and outward. Here we go. Do I have one thing I need to check? I do have the altitude. Yes, 330. The altitude is armed, and I am climbing out just like you hope. Well, darn it. The auto throttle thing was the big screw up on that. But anyway, I don't remember where I was at already. But if you hop over, if you're not already on my Discord, come on over, and that way we'll definitely keep you in the loop as far as when those Bush League events are coming up, especially with, like I say, with July's date being a little bit up in the air. All right, we're going to get to top of climb here in just a few. And when we get to top of climb, I'm going to take a little bit of a detour. I need to um, go visit the little pilot's room, and I'll be right back. I don't have any ATC yet, so I feel like I can sneak out and do that real quick before we get to the Boston airspace. Oh, and as soon as I say that, not only did I disconnect, but Toronto Center has come online. So hold that thought here. All right, well, this is not what you should do, but I'm going to do it real quickly. I'll be right back. just wondering how I'm going to explain to Toronto Center and Boston Center that I keep disconnecting. I guess we'll just see how long it lasts. 2577. Oh, gotta get my chair set back up here. There's Toronto Center. Let's check in with those guys. Toronto Center, good evening. Delta 816 on the climb, 290. Uh-oh. 25775. Yep, that's us. Test 1 2. Boston's 3470. We'll have that ready to go. Maybe he's not quite up and running just yet. July 4th is Sunday. Okay, Artie's saying. Might be the following Monday, might also be a holiday. Yeah. Kenny Monster. Hey, have you been here this whole time, my friend? Doggone it. Oh, yes, you have. Took off. You even talked smack early on. How did I miss that? What in the world has gotten into me? Kenny, good to see you, my friend. Since I didn't properly welcome you. At Toronto Center, Delta 816.
Delta 816, Toronto Center, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Climbing through flight level 300. We're having all kinds of X-Pilot problems, but we just thought we'd check in. On our way to Boston. Ooh, you know
Delta
what?
816, Roger, squawk at it.
Comes the ident. All right, turn that on. I was still squawking standby. That'll help him see us. I hope.
Delta 816, okay, I see you are just at the edge of Cleveland Center, actually. You can give Boston Center a call on 134.7.
3470. Thanks for the ATC. We'll see you.
See you.
All right, Boston Center it is. Hey, I just got a contact me from Boston Center. Boston Center, Delta 816, 310, climbing 330. Hello.
Delta 816, Boston Center, good afternoon. Squawk 4702.
4702, Delta 816. All right. That we can do. 47.
Boston Center, good evening. American 1801 is passing 12,000, climbing 14,000.
Man, is that guy loud or is it me?
Center, good evening. Climb and maintain flight level 3.
All sounds loud. Let's turn it down.
320, American
Holy
1801.
cow. Ooh. Try that. Okay, 4207, is that right? I got that in there. Yes, I do. TARA. Life is good. Life is good.
Delta 816, radar contact 25 miles southwest of Syracuse. Maintain flight 330.
Maintain 330. Just a heads up, we're having all kinds of X-Pilot issues, so hopefully we won't be in and out, but just wanted to give you a heads up.
Delta 816, radar contact 30 miles southwest of Syracuse. Maintain flight 330.
330. Oh, geez. Now my... Delta 816 radio check. Seriously.
Delta 816, did you copy?
Delta 816, yes. I'm so sorry. We're having all kinds of X-Pilot problems. Hopefully we'll be not in and out too much, but we copy. Maintain 330, Delta 816.
Thanks, no worries.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, all right. All right, we're leveling off at 330. We can come over here now, I believe, to cruise power. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And I'm going to jump back into the checklist here. Now I can turn some passenger signs off. Feel free to move about the cabin here. Seatbelts off. And thrust rating to cruise. Okay. Boston Center's given me some hints as to maybe. Yeah.
Blue Streak 5150 is clear 33 at Golf. Going to gate 5.
Blue Streak 5150, thanks. Welcome to Burlington Taxi to the Gateway Golf Alpha. Have a good day.
I've fallen off my
Blue Streak 5150.
falling off my track a little bit here, guys. I wonder what's going on there. He's suggesting go back to an earlier version, which I might just do that. Like I said, I upgraded before because of the issue I had with my 727, and I hoped that the update would fix it, but it did not. I am not sure why I'm off my track here. That's concerning to me. Let's see what we're supposed to be going to Ponct. That's probably why. It probably cut the corner on me here. Looks like I'm pointing at Ponct, so I can live with that. Hey, we're getting a nice look at that tailwind. 070, 70 knot tailwind, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Crud. All right, I'm going to have to do this. The problem is I don't think I can. Uh, I don't think I can do it, and oh, it's not compatible with Vulcan. Ugh, duh, blah. Well, so 11121 not compatible with Vulcan, and 11.5. But that said, this is not a workable option. If I'm going to
Boston Center, good evening. Rider 1 Alpha Kilo requesting
disconnect every 5 minutes.
Charlie Kilo.
Okay, I'm turning that way down. That just seems super loud. Okay.
Ryanair 1 Alpha Kilo Boston Center, hello, squawk 4735.
4735, Skulk, Ryanair 1 Alpha Kilo.
We're going to download it here. And
Ryanair 1 Alpha Kilo, radar contact 40 miles southwest of Hampton, Hotel Tango Oscar, maintain flight level 39, or correction, climb maintain flight 390.
Climb channel 390, and can you please free the direct? Ryanair 1 Alpha Kilo.
I'll just give you the radar location. That's it.
Well, I have no idea if
Alright,
this is
thanks
going to
for that,
work
runway 19 Oscar.
during the flight, but we're going to try it. Guys are knowing all my secrets now. Oh, it's yeah, X-plane. If it's already running, it's not going to do it. Okay, cancel. I wonder if I can.
Boston Center, good evening. Endeavor 175 with you at 14.
Let's give this a try. I'm going to close X-Pilot. Let's try it with X-Pilot closed. Probably won't because, nope, X-plane is running. Yeah, rats. Okay. Oh, well. We're going to connect. We're going to see, I guess. We'll see what happens. See how she does. Ooh, there's a latest version of Visual C++. I may need that also. Alright, well, we'll mess around with that here a little bit later on. So, alright, what's going on in the chat? Yeah, sometimes Artie, that happens when you're flipping from one center to another, especially if you're like me and you're just like having connection issues. But or sometimes that'll happen too when you fly through a airspace that doesn't have center control. I don't know why they do that, but it just must be what helps them queue it up. Okay, but anyway, I don't honestly know, Artie. I'm not that familiar with ATC, and but I do know that happens fairly often. Here's the other thing I know. We're coming up on top of descent. I need to do some arrival planning, and we are coming in on the J Fund 2. So let's take a peek at that real quick. Over to my Boston charts. Arrival, J Fund 2. Okay, let's see here. So we're going to be hitting Ponct here in just a bit. It looks like my first flight level here is at seats. I need to be above 210, then double above 17. Bases, double bases maybe. I don't know, 14, and then I'm coming in. I think I'm coming in straight in here. Autumn between 12 and 11. Witka, Harris, and then up here to Lowland, Islay and Lowland at 6,000. All right, I'm gonna compare that to what I have in my FMC just to see what's going on here. Monsta, is that one of them? Yep, above 240. That's the first one. Seats 210 above, good. Double 1700 above. Bases 1400 above. That's everything seems pretty good so far. Autumn has 11.5. Okay, so that's in between. Winter 9,000. Harris. Let's see. Islay 6,000. And Lowland 6,000. I have not officially been given any kind of arrival clearance, so I'm going to stay.
Delta 816, descend via the J Fund 2 arrival, runway 22 left to Boston altimeter 2983.
All right, descend via J Fund 2. And 2983, Delta 816. Does not sound like that transmitted. Radio check. Shoot. I may not have voice here, guys. It does say I'm connected to voice server. Oh, man. Sometimes. Boston Center, Delta 816. We copy. Descend via J Fund 2. Jeez Louise.
You got it. Descend via the J Fund 2, runway 22 left.
22 left. Delta 816. All right. Man, this sure adds an extra challenge that I don't need. So we're spin this down to 6,000, and we are on VNAV, so it will start the descent for us. And 22 left. That's what we were thinking. That's what we actually have programmed in, so that's a good guess. Yep, 22 left. Very good. So what we need to do now, the next thing here, we've got our descent plan. Let's talk about our approach. 22 left. Let's get the numbers here. I need a frequency of 110.3 and an approach course of 215. Let's start right there, and then we'll brief the rest of that approach. 110.3, that's up here. There's the localizer frequency, and my course, I'm not going to be able to set the course just yet. Oh yes I can. 315, 215. So that'll help us intercept with any luck. And I will definitely try to intercept the localizer even if it's a visual approach. I'm going to have this set as my backup. Alright, what else do I need to know about this here approach? It looks like we have a decision altitude of 216 if we're on the ILS. If we need a 216 airport elevation is 19 feet. If we need to go missed, we'll climb straight ahead to 3,000. Actually, on the Boston VOR 219 radial out to Winnie, which is 15.6 miles away, and hold. So let's just see if that's in. It should be in. Yep, there it is. So if we miss, we're just going to re-engage the nav mode. That'll fly us out to Winnie, and we'll execute, or it'll hold us out there for us if we don't get some other descent, don't get some other instructions from ATC. All right, is it just me, or did it change my top of descent here? Kenny, I'm happy to hear that. It sounds like, anyway, that you got the VATSIM communication thing kind of squared away with JPC today. That'll be awesome. Looking forward to flying with you. And can cheat on the FMC fix menu and draw the fancy lines on. Yeah, I guess I haven't tried I do like to do that with, one thing I need to do is this. I need to set my approach. So we're going to be 112 because we'll be flaps 40. That's going to be my ref speed, 112. I think I just select it. Does that... Uh-oh. That doesn't change anything over here. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. All right, we'll just have to remember 112 is our ref speed. 112, 112, 112. You guys will have to remind me of that. And then I do like to put some fixed rings around my airfields. Mainly for flaps configuration. So I like one at 10. Oh, maybe it's not going to let me put it in there.
Endeavor 175, just for your planning purposes, expect the visual approach 124 unless you have a different request. Roger, let us check real quick and we'll let you know. For right now, we'll plan for 24 for Endeavor 175.
This may be a little different than what I'm used to. Yeah, that's... So
Lots Center, Endeavor 175, we're good for 24 in Manchester. Order.
10 degrees and 26. Yeah, that's... so I see what you're saying. You can do a beam. Let's just... you know what? What I'm used to in the 737 is you can set a 10, a 7, and a 4, just a little fixed ring right around the airport, and that helps you know when to start putting flaps down, when to put your gear down, when to just kind of get configured. We'll just have to wing it. And 100, what did I say? 112 is ref. I'll never remember that in the heat of the moment. Approach, yeah, 112 is ref. Okay. I'll be probably a little quicker than that just because I always get a little bit nervous. That's all right. Here we go. Top of descent. We're going to start our way down.
American 2211, Boston Center, good afternoon. Climb and maintain, level 320.
Climb maintain, flight level 320, American 2211. Boston Center,
Come on, baby.
Canada 1212 with
Start the descent here, please.
18,000 for flight level 340.
There we go. All right. Always a little bit of nervous waiting game.
Good afternoon, squawk 4707.
Air Canada 1212 squawking 4707.
Okay, let's see what's on the descent checklist here. We've passenger signs need to come back on, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. Seatbelts back on. We've briefed the approach. We have our frequencies, headings, all that stuff set. Don, how do I set this bug to be 112?
Air Canada 1212, radar contact.
Is there a way to do that?
Climb and maintain, level 340.
Is there something I'm missing here? Here's something else I'm going to do. I'm going to set my minimums 219, roughly there. In the MD, I like to come in a little bit faster than what's calculated. Okay, yeah, the angle of attack. Yeah. Well, what I'm still having a hard time with is just the stretched out profile. It's just has a really different feel when you're on approach. So I'm glad to hear I'm not the only guy that likes to come in a little fast, because I'm thinking if my ref speed's 112, then I'm probably on approach kind of in that 125 to 130 range. Oh yeah, which is kind of what you're saying. So that's what I'm going to shoot for, and then when I get over the numbers, I'll flare it out and bleed it off, and we'll just see, I guess, how far down. 22 left is a nice long runway. So we should be fine with that. It's like landing the space shuttle. Okay, let's see what else here. I think that's it. No anti-ice needed. Tell you, the weather really has been pretty good. All in all, I mean, I think we flew over the top of the worst of it. That stuff over there looks like it has a little bit of yuckiness building up on us, but we're going to maybe sneak in here and be all right. All right, I need Boston approach is going to be 33-0. Let's stay ahead of this thing here. Some of the worst radio calls I've made in a long time so far in this flight. Descend via what the J to fly the plane down to the airfield. Find Boston.
Boston Center, Endeavor 175, quest descent.
We do have tower.
They're 175.
We do have ground.
Unfortunately, I can't get you lower right now. I do have traffic.
Let's pick up the
converging with you,
ATIS
descending below
since
you.
we
Once you
have
get
it.
a little lower, I'll get you lower.
They went to the trouble of making it for us. Information Romeo. It looks like we have an altimeter 2983, which is what he said. I'm going to go ahead and just set that right now. Get ahead of the game. And ILS 22 left, which is what he told us to expect. All the math is good. Shouldn't need a wind correction, Don. I think what I'm looking at here, according to the ATIS, is well 11. So I mean that's right on the edge, I guess, don't you? Is this the same as the 737 where you take the wind and cut it in half and you add that in there? Well, let's go ahead. We'll do that. Just so we say we did it. Okay, initial reference, wind correction of 5 knots.
Second 1080 Boston Center, hello.
Didn't do anything. Oh, there we go. Okay. Is that how you do that, or do you actually put in 11 on that? I can always rate him and say sorry. Yeah, I do a lot of apologies to the Boston guys. Dual Paul 118. Thank you very much. Welcome to Prop Culture. I'm a GA guy
American 1801, leaving my airspace.
trying to fly the Maddog, and you're just at the right time because the arrival and the approach are always entertaining, but good to have you along.
Air 513 Papa Whiskey Boston Center, standby. Endeavor 175, descend and maintain follow 200. 200, Endeavor 175. And Papa Whiskey, go ahead.
This is Papa Whiskey. Wondering if you guys would have time or would be able to do a PRP VFR check ride number.
Nice. That away.
Yep, plenty of time.
That's awesome, dude.
Okay, awesome. In that case, I'm at Kwanzaa State, and I'd like to request taxi to the active for a VFR departure to the east.
And what's your altitude? Or sorry, not the altitude. What's your aircraft type?
It's Cessna 172.
That's a fun program, by the way. If you've never done the PRP program, Boston Virtual has a really, really fantastic pilot rating program, very similar to what VATSTAR offers, and very, very well worth it. I've went through the whole thing.
Papa Whiskey, be right back to you. Just give me 1 minute.
The only thing I haven't done is pick up the oceanic rating, which I would still like to do.
16, contact Boston approach 133.0. Have a good night.
3300 Delta 816. Thanks for the help, James Sheet.
Take care. Endeavor 175, descend and maintain 1000 to Manchester altimeter.
Boston approach. Good afternoon, Delta 816 descending 15.A. Information Romeo on JFund 2.
Delta 816 Boston approach, hello. Expect vectors ILS runway 22 left approach Boston altimeter 2983.
ILS 22 left, 2983, Delta 816.
Delta 816 Boston approach, good evening. Expect vectors ILS runway 22 left approach Boston altimeter 2983.
Boston approach, Delta 816, radio check. Gosh, dang it. Yep, still bumping me in and out. Dang it, dang it, dang it. This is going to be a bad deal.
Delta 816, Boston approach.
Delta 816, we're back. I really apologize. We're having all kinds of problems with X-Pilot tonight.
No worries. Expect vectors ILS from a 22 left approach, Boston altimeter 2983.
Vectors 22 left, 2983, Delta 816. Blah, da, 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 da. X-Pilot, why do you hate me? Tower is coming up next. Boston Tower is 2880.
On the 486 heavy, turn right direct Stella on course.
Okay. Oh, the other thing I need to do is this. I need to set my auto brake to, let's go medium. And let's disconnect again. X-Pilot, thank you very much.
090 vectors final, descend and maintain 7,000.
I don't know what to do, guys. If I do this on short final, I guess we're just going to have to...
Turn left heading 090 vectors final, descend and maintain 7,000.
090 down to 7,000, Delta 816.
Departure American 1776 with you through 2000.
Okay.
1776 Boston departure, hello, radar contact, climb and maintain 14,000.
Maintain 14,000 American 1776.
Okay.
Delta 816 Boston approach.
I keep getting disconnected. And Boston approach Delta 816. We hear you, but we're in and out. If you would prefer us just to disconnect, I would totally understand.
No, Delta 816, no worries. There's no other traffic around you, so we can make it work. Turn left heading 070 now, descend and maintain 6,000 vector.
070 down to 6,000, Delta 816.
Delta 486 heavy, contact Boston Center 134.7. Good evening.
All right. Arm. Ugh, jeez. What a pain, guys. Otherwise, really a nice flight. Just some pilot-client issues. But stuff happens. Stuff happens. Okay, I do have tower 2880 ready to go. There is a ground .9er coming in here. Dane Flats. Welcome, my friend. It's Wrestle with X-Pilot Day.
16, turn right heading 110, descend and maintain 4,000.
Right turn 110 down to 4,000, Delta 816. Just when you thought flying the Maddog was going to be your biggest challenge of the day, no. X-Pilot decides to not play nicely. Alright, so now here's where I am going to probably struggle just a bit. Speed select. I want to go down to... I want to start getting this guy down to about 190 or so if I can.
American 1776.
Oh,
Boston Center 134.7.
that's taking me off my profile. Okay, that's not good. Vertical speed. Let's get heading back down. We got to keep going down here, big fella. I never did unarm the spoiler, did I? So anyway, update for those of you just popping in. Struggling with X-Pilot, getting kicked off about every 2 minutes. Controllers have been awesome, super patient. I am very, very stressed out about landing this aircraft to begin with. So needless to say, it's a win-win situation.
Delta 816, descend and maintain 2000.
2000 Delta 816. Boy, I'm not slowing down here, guys. Well, not slowing down at all. I think I need to, oh gosh. I'm gonna have to level out just a bit. And, oh,
Delta
okay.
816, descend and maintain 2000.
Ah, shoot. There's my disconnect again. Let's do some spoilers.
Delta 816, turn right heading 190, join the localizer.
Ha ha ha. We're super high and we're super fast. This is not good. This is not good at all. If I have to go around, this is going to be an absolute nightmare. So we're coming around here. We're above the glide slope, I think. Let's arm the ILS. Let's see if we have a prayer of intercepting. We're slightly above the glide slope. It looks like we're trying to intercept it, maybe coming back from the other side, which that wouldn't be awful. Man, I'm so fast right now. I'd like to throw in a notch of flaps. I don't think I can.
Flown through the localizer to rating 240 to rejoin. Actually, Delta 816, disregard. 4 miles from Vocus. Descend and maintain 2000 until established on a localizer. Cleared ILS, runway 22 left approach.
No, trying to type. We're gonna do the old snaky left and right thing here. Alright, we're coming off autopilot. Gonna just fly this baby in. Couple notches of flaps. Spoilers, I appreciate your help. We're just gonna arm you. We're gonna just try to get it slowed down here. We are high, we're fast. Other than that, we're in good shape. Oh, I still have my auto throttle on. I don't want that. Let's turn you off. Let's get slowed down. Trim, 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 trim. Gear coming down. We're doing everything we can. We're throwing everything but the kitchen sink at it. Full flaps. This is not going to end well, guys. Oh my goodness. I cannot go around because I cannot type fast enough here, so we're gonna try to land this baby bush style. We're just gonna
16, contact Boston Tower 128.8. Have a good night.
jeez. I'm gonna try. Boston Tower Delta 816 radio check.
Delta 816, contact Boston Tower 128.8. Have a good night.
Yeah, I'm screwed, guys. I am screwed. It's not even changing frequencies for me. Alright, here's what we're going to do just to make life easy for this guy. We're disconnecting from VATSIM. We're about to crash into the swamp. Oh my lord, we're toga, we're toga, we're toga. We're maybe a hair low. Just a little tiny bit low. Maybe just a knot or two fast. Maybe, kinda, sorta. Okay. That was a mess. That was a big mess.
300.
Gosh dang it, we're sinking like a big dog here. We're not going to make the runway here, I'm afraid. Oh boy. Oh boy.
100.
Yep. No. Yep. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go around. We're going to fly this thing right. We're done messing with X-Pilot. gear up. We're gonna fly this thing right, okay? Let's at least fly a pattern, and I would be declaring the Boston Tower Delta 816 on the go around. Landing gear's up. Flaps are up. Let's just take a deep breath. Let's do this right. Trail door, welcome. Just in time to watch me watch X-Pilot almost ruin my life on the approach here. We're not gonna fly the true missed approach. We're not gonna go all the way out 15 miles and hold. We're just gonna attempt to just fly a left-hand traffic pattern here. This is not what they would do. I think they would probably bring me around the right-hand side of the airport, if I'm being honest. But let's climb up to pattern altitude here. Let's get to 1,000 feet. Let's see if we can fly a pattern. It won't hurt me a bit to fly a pattern in this thing anyway. So, welcome, by the way, everybody that just popped in. Sorry, I'm just kind of a little bit. I've hit saturation point, I think. And saturation point plus X-Pilot problems, not a good combination. All right, there we go. Let's add a little power in here. We're through 11,000. That's probably high enough. Maybe take this back over to compass mode here. There we go. Take a look. Let's just make sure we don't lose sight of where we're going and what we're doing. Logan's over there somewhere. Okay, I don't need to climb anymore. Let's why are we climbing? No, we're not. We're actually on the descent. All right, here we go. I do still have everything tuned in as far as the ILS. I could fly that theoretically, but I think I just want to try to fly just a visual. Let's just see if we can get on profile. I'm getting way too high now. I'm 1,600 feet. I should be at 1,000. Yeah, I just want to see if we can set this bird down halfway decent here. It's been too fun of a flight to have kind of a messed up. Okay, there's our airfield. And there's me going through 1,600 when I should be at 1,000. Let's bring the power back a little bit here. I will extend this downwind though just a little bit, just to give myself some extra time. I think there's an altitude alert cancel button down here, but I don't know exactly where it's at. So sorry, you're going to have to listen to her yell at me a little bit. Okay, we're going to go a couple notches of flaps here. Let's try to get our speed under control. We're in good shape here. Like I say, we'll take this downwind out a ways. Speaking of downwind, he should be checking in right now. He's the guy that talked me into buying this plane. Pitching up. Boy, you put the flaps in, it really pitches you up. Crazy. Just like that, I'm up to 2,000 feet. Goodness sakes. Alright, let's just get on a controlled descent. About 1,000 a minute I would take. I could live with that. There's 2-2 left. I want to go a little bit further. If I was in the Skyhawk, I'd be turning right now. I'll take it just a little bit further. Okay, we're flaps 15, I think, right now. Try to get my speed down about 140 or so. That was what I was attempting to do on the first pass. I just was way too high. Way too high. All right, here we go. We'll turn base. It really is a fun plane to hand fly, but it has a very different feel to it. Really a unique feeling aircraft. All right, there's our base leg. How close are we here?
1,000.
I think we're probably close enough. Let's just make the turn. Let's see if we can find. I'd take either 22 left or 22 right at this point. I'll be totally honest with you. Okay, we're getting a little slow. We're losing a little too much altitude a little too quickly here. And I think I am a little off still, according to my localizer. Gosh, here I am way low again. How has that happened? Okay, flight director's telling me to head back to the right a little bit. I will. I think I see the airfield. Let's put the gear down. Not ideal. I'm watching the localizer needle to help me out here as well. And there it comes. All right, let's make our turn. Yeah, that's not too bad. A little bit better profile this time. Not great. Still a little fast. Okay, I'm going to fully configure the flaps. Yeah, we're still going to end up a little bit off, a little bit sloppy. A little bit low, a little bit of a floater. This is one example where the landing rate does not really reflect a great landing. I know the rate was okay, but that was not how you do it. That's okay though. I think we'll grab this next high speed. And all right, well, the main point of this flight was to make sure that this aircraft was working in 11.5, which it is, which is the best news. So overall, this is a success. The plane itself is still kicking my butt, but that's not the worst news in the world, because that means plain and simple, I need to just fly it a little bit more, which is a good problem to have. Let's put that back to dim. We want to put our strobes off. And let's just taxi into any old gate here. And then I'll try to catch up on the chat here, guys. So the only, I guess, outside of a shaky approach, the only major sort of frustration today was just the fact that Xpilot performed so poorly. And man, you don't realize, if you can't just push the button and talk to ATC, that really messes up everything. And I'm trying to type that I received my clearance and I understand and descend to 2000 and all that stuff. Man, that really messes you up. So that was a little bit frustrating. I probably should have just, before I even got close to making an approach, I probably should have just went ahead and disconnected from VATSIM and just not worried about it and just focused on trying to fly the ILS and just see if you could execute a halfway decent landing. I think we'll come right straight on in. Is this Charlie? Oh, this is Echo. We'll just come straight in here and we'll just try to find a gate. But live and learn. And I guess what I would tell you is don't upgrade to XPilot 11.3 just yet. Maybe give it a little bit more time because it certainly was not very reliable with what I was trying to do today with the MD-80 and X-Plane 11.5 and Vulcan and all that good stuff. So maybe, like I say, maybe hold off just a little bit. I am going back to an earlier version of XPilot, and I'm just going to kind of see how that does for me. I tried to I tried to install the earlier version of XPilot while I was flying in X-Plane, and so you can guess how well that worked. It actually, I was able to stay connected for quite a while, honestly, probably for the longest stretch of anything, but ultimately it failed on me again. So that was a bummer. But I kind of knew that was going to happen, just simply because you just can't install XPilot while you're playing X-Plane. It doesn't work out that way. All right. Well, like I say, that's okay. It's a good flight overall. It's a good test overall. It's one more aircraft that I feel like I can say works. Oh, I forgot to put the spoilers down. I can say works in X-Plane 11.5, which is good. So far, the only plane that hasn't worked well for me has been the FlyJ Sim, but I think that may also have been an XPilot issue. May not have been the sim, the add-on issue. So, we'll see. But let's see what's going. So trailer checked in a little bit late there. Yep. And I'm a, trail door, me. I'm a GA guy, but sometimes I just try to, I don't know. I try to torture myself, I guess. But Kenny Monster, appreciate you being here. Don Shap, as always. Artie, thanks, guys. It's been great to talk with you. Uh, Northwest Orient. I do have one of the upcoming streams is a test stream with the DC3. I'll try to get the information to you. It'd be fun to have you tag along with me. Dane Flats, man, I appreciate you stopping in. That was a very pleasant surprise, my friend. And everybody else that made it in here. Thank you. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. Here's what I have coming up. By the way, Friday, if you're not aware, Friday Night Ops is down in Hawaii, but at the same time, the Virtual USA Flying Club has planned an event. It's called the Maui Air Tour. So we're going to have a very interesting Friday night. Now, we did not plan that on purpose. We're not those guys. We actually had the event planned a long time before the Friday night op was announced. So it just kind of happened to be same place, same time. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do some GA stuff while all the big heavies are flying down there. But my next stream will be Saturday. There is an event called the Graffiti Summer Fly-In. It's out on the West Coast, and I'm going to be hopping over to P3D and getting back in the A-to-A Cessna 182 Skylane and flying around some of my favorite airports there in the California region. Should be a ton of fun. Next Tuesday, by the way, Train It Up Tuesday, I'm going to be in P3D again in the Carenado Phenom 300. And that is, I believe, Train It Up Tuesday. Where is that this Tuesday? Is that Denver again? Let me double check that. I've forgotten. Yeah, back in the Denver area. So I'll be in the Phenom, and then on this time uh, this time next week, Thursday of next week, Boston, back here, Boston Virtual Fly-In, and I'm going to be in the Just Flight Turbo Arrow. So hopefully you can join me on any of those. Be happy to have you tag along. It's way more fun the more people that jump in, obviously. And if I haven't already connected with you on Discord, there's a link. Stop on by. I like making new friends, and I like learning from people that know more than me. So that's the main thing there. I also do archive all these videos over on YouTube. It's Melvin Leroy on YouTube if you want to go back and catch the comic relief that that I provide from time to time. So that's it for me, guys. Have yourself a fantastic Thursday again. Hug your family, tell them you love them, stay safe, and we'll catch you next time. Take care. God bless.